An 18-year-old man is accused of fatally shooting an 18-year-old woman in a car. At around 9:10 a.m. on the 7th of August 2025, 18-year-old Jameria Studivent was fatally shot while riding in a vehicle with two other individuals in the 400 block of Miller Road in Douglas, Georgia. The group drove to Coffee Regional Medical Center, where she received treatment but succumbed to her injuries. An autopsy will be performed to determine the official cause and manner of Jameria's death. Preliminary findings indicate that 18-year-old Prince Thomas believed the vehicle that Jameria was riding in appeared suspicious, so he fired shots at it from his yard. Although Prince knew one of the occupants in the car, authorities found no evidence of provocation leading to the incident. Upon learning that the Georgia Bureau of Investigation agents and Coffee County deputies were searching for him, Prince surrendered at the Coffee County Sheriff's Office. He was booked into the Coffee County Jail on charges of murder, 3 counts of aggravated assault, and possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony. The investigation into the matter continues. 48-year-old Johnnie Tarl is behind bars charged with first-degree sodomy following alleged sexual assault of a woman. The victim reported the incident to the Ashland Police Department in Missouri on the night of Tuesday the 5th of August, stating that Johnnie assaulted her earlier that day at his residence. The victim recounted standing in the kitchen when Johnnie approached her from behind, restrained her movement by wrapping his arms around her, and proceeded to sexually assault her by placing his hands down her pants. The probable cause statement alleges that during the assault, Johnnie said, "You want this, right?" while the victim attempted to resist and stop him. The victim also expressed concern that Johnnie might be committing similar acts against others, potentially including underage girls. Court documents further revealed that Johnnie had previously sent inappropriate text messages to the victim. Johnnie was arrested and booked into the Boone County Jail, where it's currently being held without bond. 41-year-old Heather Brand is accused of stealing over $52,000 from a fast food restaurant where she was employed. On the 5th of August 2025, authorities responded to a report of employee theft at a McDonald's in Wright City, Missouri. The store owner informed officers that Heather Brand was responsible and estimated an initial loss of $6,000 from the company's bank account, pending a full review of financial records. The owner also warned that Heather was en route to return some of the stolen money, but expressed intent to flee from law enforcement. Upon Heather's arrival, officers moved to apprehend her. She attempted to escape, but was quickly detained after police blocked her vehicle. Heather directed officers to a floral bag on the passenger seat, where they recovered $6,009.20 in bank deposit bags. Further investigation revealed a larger theft. The store owner reported that $52,737.15 was missing from the month of July alone. During questioning, Heather allegedly admitted to taking money from daily deposits for about a year, estimating that she stole around $15,000 to cover personal expenses like bills, medication, and groceries, as she lacked a bank account. Heather faces charges of stealing $25,000 or more and resisting interfering with arrest, detention, or stop. She's currently being held without bond at the Warren County Jail. 40-year-old Ellen Lichti has been charged with raping a child under the age of 13 in Marble Cliff, Ohio. A mother called the Grandview Heights Division of Police in July to report she saw her ex-boyfriend Ellen perform a sexual act on her daughter in June. Detectives conducted multiple interviews with the mother and uncovered additional details about the alleged act and other sexual contact Ellen reportedly had with the girl. Further investigation revealed electronic communications that supported the mother's allegations. On the morning of Thursday, the 7th of August, Ellen was apprehended at a residence in the 4500 block of Gilman Road in West Columbus. He remains held at the Franklin County Jail on a $200,000 bond. A woman has been charged with vehicular manslaughter following a crash that killed a toddler boy. At around 7:30 p.m. on the 9th of July 2025, 23-year-old Seaman lost control of a 2011 Chrysler minivan while driving westbound on State Route 49 in Hastings, New York. Authorities said that Hailie was impaired by cannabis at the time, causing the vehicle to veer off the road, overturn and strike a utility pole. The accident resulted in the death of a 2-year-old boy. He was pronounced dead at Upstate University Hospital in Syracuse. A 19-year-old woman, also a passenger in the minivan and the mother of the child, was hospitalized and reported to be in a stable condition. Hailie was evaluated by paramedics at the scene and released. On Wednesday, the 6th of August, Hailie was arrested and charged with first-degree vehicular manslaughter, aggravated driving while intoxicated, driving while impaired by drugs, and multiple traffic violations. She remains held at the Oswego County Jail on a $50,000 bond. A man is behind bars for allegedly fatally shooting his father during a domestic dispute. At around 10:30 a.m. on Wednesday, the 6th of August 2025, authorities responded to a residence on Duran Drive in Thomasville, Georgia, after 24-year-old Tristin Scudder called 911 to report a shooting. Tristin said that his father, 46-year-old Franklin Scudder, had come to his residence and created a disturbance. He further advised that during the altercation, his father attempted to take his firearm from him, and he subsequently shot his father in the back. Tristin stated that his father was now unresponsive. When officers arrived on scene, they found Franklin deceased and took Tristin into custody. Tristin's charged with murder, aggravated assault, and possession of a firearm in the commission of a crime. He remains held at the Thomas County Jail with bond denied. A 30-year-old woman is accused of fatally shooting a man while he lay in bed. At around 8:05 a.m. on Saturday the 19th of July 2025, authorities responded to a 911 call reporting a shooting at a residence on Kelly Drive in Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. Upon arrival, officers found a man with a gunshot wound to the head. Paramedics rushed him to the Medical University of South Carolina, where he was later pronounced dead. A firearm was recovered at the scene. Following an extensive investigation involving multiple search warrants and interviews, police identified 30-year-old patient Renee Spinler as a suspect. Authorities determined that patient shot the victim in his bed before fleeing the scene. Police confirmed that patients knew the victim, but would not disclose the nature of their relationship. On Friday the 8th of August, police charged patients with murder and served her with an arrest warrant at the Charleston County Detention Center, where she was already being held on a $40,000 bond for an alleged probation violation from 2 days after the crime. A 20-year-old woman is behind bars accused of shooting a teenage boy. At around 3 a.m. on Friday the 8th of August 2025, authorities responded to a residence at 246 Unity Road in Benton, Maine, on a report of a 19-year-old male who had been shot in the neck. Medics transported the victim to a hospital in Waterville before being airlifted to Maine Medical Center in Portland in a critical condition. Deputies arrested the suspect, 20-year-old Hailie Hotham, at the scene. Investigators said that Hailie and the victim had been on a multi-day bender of alcohol and cocaine and were arguing. A friend had convinced the victim to leave, and that's when Hailie shot him. Hailie and the friend helped the victim until emergency responders arrived. The victim is undergoing surgery. Hailie was booked into the Kennebec County Jail on charges of domestic violence, elevated aggravated assault, domestic violence aggravated assault, and domestic assault. On the 8th of August 2025, Zame Hammond, a 34-year-old former commercial truck driver from Tucson, Arizona, was sentenced in the Maricopa County Court to 29 years in prison after pleading guilty to 2 counts of attempted murder. The sentencing follows a violent incident that took place on the 1st of November 2023 at the United Freight Services headquarters in Phoenix. Court records reveal that Zane had been reprimanded by management for poor hygiene and failure to adhere to commercial driving regulations, abruptly quit his job. He then drove from Tucson back to the company while intoxicated and armed with a shotgun. Surveillance footage captured Zane entering the company's president's office and firing a shot, which the president narrowly escaped by flipping his desk and taking cover. Zane then turned the weapon toward the vice president while attempting to reload. The vice president tackled Zane, restraining him in a chokehold until Phoenix police arrived. Maricopa County Attorney Rachel Mitchell described the attack as violent and premeditated, and that Zane's guilty plea to the charges resulted in his nearly 3-decade prison sentence.